It is my honor to have Steve Grossman, who is here, was a candidate before us 2 years ago, and now sitting state treasurer. Thank you so much for coming and seeing us, Steve.
Yeah, As always, I never miss this event.
This is a great event, and we're so happy to have you here at the Jefferson Jackson 2012. How are you enjoying the work at the treasurer's office?
I love the job. You know, when I ran, it was because we were in the middle of the worst economic times in 75 years, and I figured 36 years running a small business gave me some opportunities to really change the way we do business, and it's turned out just that way. And probably the most thing that I'm most excited about is the small business banking partnership that we created. We brought hundreds of millions of dollars of our taxpayers' money back from Europe and Australia and Asia and put it into small, local, community and regional banks. 3 banks right here in Cape Cod got $20 million, and they're making a lot of loans to small businesses, creating jobs, and that's really what it's all about, getting people back to work and giving people, particularly in the small business sector of the economy, the confidence that we can move forward and we've got a bright future in front of us.
And that's very exciting to see that economic stimulus come to not only the state as a whole, but certainly to us here on the Cape. You've also talked about money that may be available for us in terms of maybe increased local aid. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. As most people know, as treasurer, I oversee the Mass State Lottery. The lottery is having a record year this year.
Excellent.
And what that means is more local aid. The House of Representatives voted recently to increase local aid significantly. So we're talking about a lottery creating all this unrestricted local aid, and the legislature sending that money back to every city and town for public safety, for senior centers, for firefighters, police officers, education, the roads, trash collection. It's all about quality of life. I think people in this environment are worried about their jobs, they're worried about the quality of life in their community, and if we can move more local aid back into every city and town because the lottery is doing so well, that's just something that I think gives people a sense that the future is a bright one for all of us.
And we could certainly use a dose of that positive energy here in this down economy. But it sounds like there's a lot of movement on the positive side, that the Commonwealth is enjoying some increased economic activity that's going to be beneficial for the state and the region.
It's happening. When I ran for this job, I had a lot of roundtable discussions, and I asked small business people, what can we do to remove the roadblocks and the barriers? And when you ask small business people that question, they're not shy. They basically say, access to capital, I need some technical assistance, too much permitting, too much regulation, cost of health insurance, help bring it down. So we've worked very carefully to try to work on all of those, and I think the small business people are feeling a little bit better. One of the great things about the job is I get to go all over the state giving away free money. What do I mean by that? I mean that I oversee unclaimed property for the Commonwealth, and if anybody watching this thinks they have any unclaimed property or have never checked our website, it's findmassmoney.com. Findmassmoney.com. 600,000 people in the Commonwealth have unclaimed property, $2 billion in cash, and they don't even know it. They think the newspaper has the list. Those are only new names. So if anybody has never checked findmassmoney.com, go online, check it out. We returned $76 million to the people of the Commonwealth last year, and if 1 out of every 10 people watching this has unclaimed property, there are pretty good odds in doing that.
That sounds excellent. What else do you think that we have to look forward to in 2013 and beyond as we look towards economic growth here in the Commonwealth?
Well, I think one of the good pieces of good news is that our state's bond rating went up. It's the highest bond rate, the BOSS rating has ever been, AA+. When you have a very high bond rating, it lowers our cost of capital, and that puts more money right back in the economy. So reducing regulation, making sure that small businesses get what they need, reducing the cost of health insurance. How many small business people have you talked to who said, I'm being crushed by the cost of health insurance? And that cost is now starting to come down, particularly for small businesses. So as a small business person all my life, that's what I'm working on. Treasury's right at the center of a lot of that, and I'm excited that we're starting to see some light at the end of the tunnel. And it now being May, on our way to June, on our way to July, I'm looking forward to coming to all the nice homemade ice cream places on the Cape this summer. I've got a home over in Centerville, as you know, had a home for 30 years, so I can't wait for 4 C's to open up, and I'll be right at the head of the line for mocha chip and peppermint stick.
Well, you give me a call and I'll be right there with you. It's one of my favorite as well. Thank you very much, Steve.
Thanks a lot.
All right.
Appreciate it. Thanks.